Everybody, September 29th. I think this is my third video of the day. But some questions came up on my Cannondale Synops. It's a 105 disc brake bike, alloy frame with a carbon fork. Now, just to be transparent, this is Cannondale's in 2018. This was considered a women's specific bike. And basically what women's specific is right here. A narrow handlebar. This is a 40 centimeter narrow handlebar. And before I replaced the saddle, it just had a wide Cannondale stock saddle on it. Now it has a fabric scoop on it. And I didn't like that Cannondale saddle. It was so wide and so cushy. I mean, you didn't even have to wear bike shorts with it. It was so soft. And I think that's a disservice. Most women, like anything else on the bike, the saddle is very specific to your body type. And the idea is the wider the saddle, the wider the sit bones are on a woman's anatomy, whereas the sit bones on a men's anatomy is narrow. Therefore, you don't need such a wide saddle. People get really confused, especially new cyclists get really confused. They think the wider, softer saddle is going to be more comfortable. At the end of the day, it's actually going to hurt more. What you have to lose is the fat. You know, that's just calling a spade a spade. But anyways, guys, I really like this bike. This bike is an excellent example of an endurance geometry. Long top tube, good size stem, and nice rake at the bottom. There is no toe overlap. This is a 51 centimeter. If you measure out this frame to the man's version, the only difference is going to be the saddle and the handlebars. So why did I buy a women's specific bike? Well, I was in InCycle one day and I was looking at a Tiagra build Synops, and I rode it. It felt okay, but I didn't like the colorway. It was this what they called barbecue at the time. And then I saw this one on a rack with a bunch of bags on it. I said, wow, that bike looks kind of cool. Can I see that? And then I saw the group set was one step up. It went up to the 105 11 speed versus the Tiagra 10 speed. And it was on sale. I think it retailed at about $1,600. I picked it up for, I think, $11.99. And it was in my size, 51 centimeter. She brought it down. I forget what her name is. She's a crit racer. I think she lives in San Dimas. You guys have probably met her. She's got the best tan legs ever. But anyways, she was selling me the bike at the time. I think I bought 3 bikes from her, and I still, to this day, always forget her name. So I looked at the bike. I got on the bike. I already had 700 by 28s. And this is when I first started going with these fat tires, or fatter tires. And the minute I got on it, I loved the bike. I loved the geometry. All I did was drop the stem a little bit. I left the narrow handlebars. I really love the narrow handlebars when you're on the flats, you're on the drops of the bar, and boy, you're in a beautiful position. And as you get fitter and fitter in cycling, your body tends to get even more narrow. Your chest will never get more narrow, but it feels like you can move in more. You're more flexible. So this position on the bike, I just fell in love with. Keep in mind, this is a 2018. This is my oldest bike in my fleet, and that says a lot. And what it really says is I really fell in love with the geometry. I fell in love with how it feels. It's a full 105 build. Front derailleur, rear derailleur, pedals, shifters, fabric saddle, like I said, alloy frame, 105 carbon pedals. The wheels are basically Cannondale's wheels, but they're super smooth. The one thing I don't like is they make no noise. They're super smooth. The TRP brakes, I believe they're the Spear. I never really looked at them. But anyways, they work beautifully. They're a mechanical brake. People go, oh man, Dave, don't you want, hydraulic? Yeah, I would have loved hydraulic. There weren't any hydraulics at a decent price point when I bought this bike. And these brakes have worked flawlessly. No squeaks, no rubbing, just a beautiful brake. And they stop on a dime. Look at that. There's something to be said about mechanical. And the most important thing that can be said about mechanical is the fact that they're so easy to adjust. well built. Now, is the bike a little heavy? Yes, absolutely. It's a little heavy. It's about 21 pounds. And with water bottles, cages, bags, computer, everything, you're probably going to tip the scale over 22 pounds. But again, that's still good weight, really good weight. Unless you're racing in a UCI event, see my UCI sticker? It doesn't really matter, guys. Yeah, it's nice to brag. It's nice to tell your buddies, yeah, my bike's 16 and a half pounds. And, and I weigh 260 pounds. And, I fly up the hills. No, you don't, dude. You're just a fat dude with deep pocketbooks and you ride a nice bike. That's all it is. Dude, get your legs, get your body in shape. Go out and ride. Who cares what you spent on the bike? You guys all know I got my Scott Speedster for $739. Come on, guys. Sora equipped, 9-speed, and it weighs what this bike weighs. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you a lot of things. It tells you this is disc. It tells you, it tells you that it doesn't matter what you spend, guys. Just whether you're going to go out and ride and spin and get out there with your friends and just ride your bikes, man. I love the way this bike looks. I really love the way this bike looks. But more importantly, I love the way it rides. It's a great bike. If you guys have any questions, let me know.